Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. There is no turning back now. Today I decided to show you another crown jewel of my collection, the Sideshow Collectibles Angel of Death bust from Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. This bust came out, if I remember correctly, and I hope I remember correctly, probably like 2011 or so, when the film got released. And quite weirdly, even though I was absolutely mesmerized by the fantastic creature design and superb execution by, again, none other than the Spectral Motion crew, for whatever reason I did not purchase this bust, and that resulted me an incredible hunting and searching, desperate searching trip, which lasted for almost a decade to find this magnificent piece. The piece itself, I don't want to mislead anyone, probably like came out around the $400 range. Now it's going for incredibly crazy amounts on the secondary market, and I had the incredibly good fortune to be able to acquire this bust for a wonderful price. However, before we move closer to this piece, I want to say that before I got to the point that I could purchase this bust for a very good price, I've been scammed because of this bust for like twice. Yeah, the secondary market can be a dangerous place. One time a French gentleman stole my money, which by the way I got back. I just unfortunately lost some money on the exchange rates. And second time I managed to purchase the bust from someone who I will not name here in this video. It's a company, and they sent me the bust. It was more expensive than this was what I have now, just want to add. And it was a great disappointment because the bust arrived. So anyone who is a little bit know anything about this bust in the collectibles market knows that this bust, every single one of these busts, came with a factory fault or a factory mistake, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that there are theories what's been happening here, like the bust hasn't been primed properly, and therefore at this age, like 8 years old or whatever, 9 years old, 10 years old, this piece, the paint started to like flake off. Now the paint doesn't flake off mine, and apart from these 3 spots, the bust is in a perfect condition, so there are no other signs of the bust showing these signs of deteriorating. So I am very happy for that. However, basically everyone knows that these busts having these flaking problems, and I find myself to be in a very lucky situation that owning one that it doesn't actually have really the issue. But going back to what I was saying previously, so I managed to purchase one from this company, and basically what they've done, they try to solve this flaking problem by them putting some kind of glue on the bust or some type of resin. I really don't know what that material was, and I don't even want to guess here, and they painted over it. And now two things happened. The resin started to get yellow, and that was showing through the paint, what they used to paint over this like incredibly botchy solution. So that was number one. And number two, I paid quite a bit of money for the bust, and I was extremely disappointed to see that someone with this solution in fact altered the sculpture, and therefore the bust itself was not valuable to me or to anyone else. So that bust, I probably would have paid like maybe like £200 or £300 for it, because there were certain areas where they use this resin, as I told you. It's really hard to explain, guys, but imagine, for example, here, and I really don't want to spoil it for you in advance, but you see, guys, all these details and everything. So imagine there was like a patch of resin here, and all this detail was lost, and moreover they painted over it, so it was just horrible, and it was all over the bust, on the top of the head, all over. So I contacted the seller, and that is one of the reasons why I would never name these people. They were really kind, and they were like, sure man, just send the bust back and we're gonna refund your money, and basically that's what happened. So, however, happy ending, and let's begin from there. I have the bust now, and I couldn't be happier. And so I am a kind of person, anyone who's a little bit close to me knows that I'm not one of those collectors who's buying stuff forever, because in the end of the day, this is just stuff. And while it greatly inspires me and inspires my work, I'm very happy to have them for a while, own them for a couple of years, looking at them and call myself of their proud owner. But, after a while, it's time to give someone else a chance. Maybe the piece can someone else as happy as it did to me. So I'm not that kind of collector who says that, I'm never gonna sell it or anything. But this is probably that piece in my collection that if, fire broke out or anything, I would probably come back for this bust. And let me show you why. So about the bust, I just want to say that yet again, so sorry, but this is like the third piece. Yet again, another piece that was sculpted by the amazing Norman Cabrera. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this bust is none other than the Paint Master bust. So this bust was sculpted to become the Paint Master during the production of the Hellboy film. So they can determine how the creature is going to look like, when they painted the prosthetics, and they can present it to the director. This is which in this case was obviously the fantastic Guillermo del Toro, and they can say like, okay, sir, this is how it's gonna look like when it's all done, when it's all, the paint is applied, and etc. etc. And this also, very important, the Paint Master also serves as a guide for all the painters who will be painting the prosthetics that will be used in the film. So everything is as this Paint Master bust by Spectral Motion, but Sideshow created this new way of presenting the bust, which is like some kind of like a rock, or something like a rock surface or rock work, and then they created this simple yet lovely base to it, which I actually really like. You can see here, actually, I was lying previously, and I didn't mean to that. There are some cracks here in the paint, but these aren't coming up, so you couldn't even pick it up. Like it's quite there. It's not, no problems whatsoever. But ladies and gentlemen, I mean, just look at this magnificent detail. I mean, every single time I look at this bust, I completely just lose myself into it, you know, like the skin texture, the musculature, these, you know, Clive Barker type of, you know, if anyone's seen or a fan of Nightbreed, is very similar, you know, makeups and stuff we've seen in that film. Such an incredible, magnificent design. And once again, it seems like that he's the only sculptor I know, because I keep talking about him, but it's Norman Cabrera, and Norman Cabrera was the person who was supervising this creature, so he's responsible for the look of this. Basically, he was the main guy, and he created the costume, the moquette, which is, you know, over here, and I have a review of it. So if you want to watch that, please give it a go. But I just can't say enough good things about this creature and about this piece, and I absolutely have no idea why I didn't buy it when it came out. I really hated myself, you know, guys, when that happens, when you're like, you know, I'm just not gonna buy it and everything, and it's gone, and you're like, oh my god, why I didn't buy it, I'm such an idiot. But I mean, check this out, guys. It's so, if anyone knows the work of Bensinski, the Polish painter, obviously it's been very influenced. Look at these little details here, like, and it's covered with it. It's just a map of gorgeous design and suffering and you know, dignity and this wonderful, otherworldly, crazy look that is just, I mean, you know, really speechless. When it's just such a wonderful piece. So all I can tell you guys, that if anyone anywhere sees one on the internet or on the secondary market, and they can buy it for a reasonable amount of money, because as I told you guys, these pieces are going for like 1,000 and over, I highly recommend that you get it, because it's just, and it's, I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea. The character has been in the films just for like, what, for a scene, you know, like 4 or 5 minutes or something like this, but it made an impression, and it's such an iconic character, and I think this would be great in its own film. I mean, it's just, there's so much that could be said about this, and so much that they could show about this character. Anyway, guys, I guess yet again I could keep talking about this piece for hours and hours to no end, because I just love it so much. And I mean, just look at this. Let me just focus here. I mean, it's just the skin texture and all these little details. So anyway, before I say goodbye, I just finally want to add to it, which actually I forgot, and now I just remember that what I will probably do when I will have a facility again, because unfortunately for over a year now I don't have a facility. I do some airbrushing and do some custom paint for clients time to time, And my idea was that basically strip off all the paint and repaint this beast myself whenever I have the facility and the place to paint again. It would be a great, wonderful little project, and I really hope that it will happen. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. I haven't seen another I think there is one more review about this piece up there on the internet, so you know, I thought I'd just, you know, give a little bit more on this piece and tell you how fantastic it is. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say that actually it's a super limited piece as well. There were 150 produced, and shame on me, I actually don't remember what is the number on this one, but if I find the picture I will bring it up here right now so I can show you. The box is nothing really to talk about. It didn't come in an art box. It came in a simple shipper that had the Angel of Death printed on it, a photo. It's like an overexposed photo or something. And if I find a picture of that, I will bring it up as well and show it to you guys. Nothing to talk about anyway. This is a prestige piece. This is not for everyone, but whoever loves creatures and creature designs and interested in special effects, I think this is an absolute triumph in creating one of the most memorable characters, and I'm sure that nobody will disagree with me when I say that the Angel of Death is right there with the biggest alien, predator, and the rest. And I know it's a very short scene in the film, and nothing like, you know, Alien, where it's about the creature and it's there. I think it's still up there. The Angel of Death is just a very unusual, infinitely inspiring, very unique character from a lovely Guillermo del Toro film. So thank you so much for watching, guys. It was an absolute pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, see you next time.